Alright, this is Dad Random, and yes, it is time for the range test. I'm out to at my favorite flying spot, and we're going to take it out. My only fear is return to home. I did a really quick return to home test. We should be good that way. I did a practice battery just to see how we react, because when I get out there, I'm not going to have a lot of room for error. I probably won't take it out as far as I'm used to taking out, just because of, we'll see when we get there. My goal is 18,000 feet, so we can equal the Evo 2. So here we go, 18,000 feet. Here we go. Let's go ahead and start her up. Had to do a little bit of adjustment, a little bit of calibration this morning, but that seemed to iron itself out pretty quickly. I had to take it out of my other case. I did that just so I'd get a good connection. I was having trouble with the with that cable. I've got to definitely get a new cable, USB-C to lightning cable, and we'll probably fix that problem. All right, there we go. Looks good. Let's see. I should have it on. Yep, got the camera set on manual. I did do some manual adjustments. That looks pretty good out there. It's really sunny, so I will get some exposure, overexposure. Let's go ahead and get her started. Best way to get these range tests going is to just get it in the air and start going. So, all right, go ahead and do takeoff. There we go. Set it in the air, and here we go. We're off. $18 satellites, guys, just to make sure everybody is aware we're in normal precision flight, and we're going to go ahead and just take it straight out. I'm going to go ahead and switch my orientation here. Now, my biggest concern with the flight today, I might have to pause in just a second here, is just the unknown, the unknown of, what I'm, how I'm, let's go ahead and just stop it right there. I'm just going to move the camera just a hair over this way so I can, there we go, center myself a little bit. All right, there we go. Probably the biggest thing is the unknown of return to home. Remember, the DJI Fly app was the app that was giving me some trouble. These batteries are topped off, and it looks like I only have 90%, so that's definitely going to limit the flight. I'm definitely going to stay within my flight parameters. I do have a slight breeze today, maybe 3 to 4 miles an hour. The other thing is the orientation of the antenna. That, to me, I had a little bit of trouble orienting the antenna. So this range flight might be limited. We'll see. We got 24 miles an hour. I'm going to go ahead and, I have not recorded the screen. I'm going to go ahead and record the screen. All right, we'll get the screen recording going. There we go. But I should be able to orient the controller with the drone, having that. Let's go ahead and adjust the gimbal down there. We're going to go over the cliff. Oh man, we're going over fast today. And since I do not have auto on the camera, it's picking up the ground where it's at with the shutter the way it is. Now I'm gonna turn a little bit out away from that, just a hair right there, just to straighten out a little bit, and we'll start getting some altitude. Remember, I don't want to get in the shadow of the cliff, so we need to get up to about 250, 300 feet in a gradual way. I still am not happy with the DJI Fly app's the location of the battery. It is still the lettering is white, and I cannot see it in the sky. In the profile of the sky, I cannot see it. I really dislike that up in the right hand corner there. I can barely read the battery. It's masked in the silhouette of the sky, and I just can't see it. Really, the only way I could tell the battery is I'd have to drop the gimbal down. I wish DJI would correct that. I wish they would, make that a little bit easier. I think we're good here, though. I think this is the right configuration for the controller right now and for the antenna. I just want to make sure the antenna is pointing the right direction today. You're going to see me a little more intense in my flying today. I'm going to step out here a little bit away from the camera so I can concern myself only with the flight of the drone. I'm gonna quickly go ahead and get some more altitude here. Let's get up to about 300 feet. We are going pretty fast, so we're actually going faster than the Evo 2, and I do have a slight breeze coming from this direction right here, so that shouldn't affect too much my return flight. Yeah, I just want to go and see. I'm on the big map here. Oops. I just want to pinch that down a little bit just to see my line. That's pretty good there. All right, we're going back out. That's good, yeah. And like I said, we're going to watch the battery really close as best we can. It says we got 22 minutes, so that helps. I should be okay. I mean, even with the battery I have at its current charge state, I need to start coming up. It says 76. And then when I get into the 60s, I'm going to start getting a little bit spooked. Knowing the DJI purists out there, they'll probably have issue with that, but that's okay, guys. That's part of the position I put myself in. 74, it is eating the battery pretty good. Plenty of satellites. A little bit of breeze now coming from here. I do have to take that into account. We've got barely, it's probably 70 degrees out, so I can't say that I'm in any better situation weather-wise. Okay, we're now trying to bring the drone up so we hug the terrain. Battery consumption is we're at 72. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Get about 20, 24, 22, 23, 24 miles an hour. I'm still hugging the terrain. 14,000 feet out. Yes, I could shut off, or you can see, just go ahead and take a picture there. Now this is all phone. So this is all FPV right here. This is all FPV. And that'll give us extra battery. Now we're seeing the motorcycle trail. Of course, there's our spotter down there. Thank you. Is that Craig down there on his motorcycle? All right. Hopefully he's catching the film as we go. He usually sits in the shadow over here on this corner to help direct me. There he is. There, Craig. How you doing down there? And we're almost ready to turn around here. 68%. 16,000 feet. And 17,000 feet. And we're going to come over this hill here. 60%. And we should easily hit 18,000 feet, just like the Evo 2. I've got a clear FPV picture, as you can see. Low battery, return home, and I'm going to listen to it this time. So I'm going to turn all the way around. We're at 17,876, and we are going to continue on home. We are listening to the battery warning. And that'll also keep people off my back about my decision making today. Plenty of, looks like speed is fine. So turning around at just shy of the, now this is the difference between flying this craft and my Evo. As the Evo, I had just plenty of battery to do my return flight, and this one I probably do. I'll probably return with plenty, but better to return with plenty than to return. I mean, just keep hugging the terrain as I come down. That'll help me. Plenty of speed though, 24 miles an hour. That pretty much guarantees. Now you can see my signal loss. I did achieve a little bit of signal loss. But there is plenty. My FPV is magnificent. I'm not going to complain about that at all. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to record on the way home. Here we go ahead and let's go ahead. Oops. Let's go ahead and get some video recording. All right. Doing some auto exposure video on the way home. Just to get that. It's a little dark in my screen, so it's in auto on the way home, so I have no idea what that puts me at. So if I don't want to loiter too much. That little pause shouldn't make any difference, right? Let's go down here. Let's get down into the sweet spot. About, like I said, we're just hugging the terrain. Remember, we're on a downgrade. We were on an upgrade until now, and now I'm on a straight downgrade. Let's get it in right about there. Plenty of speed. Battery consumption looks good. A little bit now. Now you really got to watch. It says weak signal. Really got to watch the signal shadow. There we go. We're back. Really got to watch that signal shadow on my return flight. So I wanted to get that 4K video on the way home. So hopefully we get that beautiful 4K video. I didn't have time to set it up, so I'm not gonna mess with that. Looks like I do. I'm 14 minutes. That's easily enough time to get home. I just want to make. There we go. Our signal's really strong now, so I want to get down into that terrain hugging mode. There, we're probably in actual height or altitude. We're probably maybe 200 feet at the most. I've really got to watch the cliff. The cliff is something I've really got to pay attention to. Let's go ahead and look at my return flight there. Looks good. All right. Pretty much following the path of our return. I could turn in a little bit, but then I'd be facing the sun too much. So I like to get or capture the ground with a little more little more definition, so I get a little more, you know, a little more defined colors. Let's see, 50. So I definitely, you know, if I look back now, and that's the only thing you can do at this point, you know, you can pretty much just look back and go, you know, what could I have done different on this flight? Could I have, you know, punched it out to, you know, could I have punched it out to the correct altitude, or to the, you know, could I have punched it out to 18,000 feet? And the answer is yes. I think you can make that assumption and without having to actually do it here. And I just don't trust the Fly app. I don't trust it. That's simple as that. And you guys that do trust the Fly app, that are new to it, anybody who's flown the Mini knows for a fact that the Fly app gives you, you know, it takes away some of your control function, and I'm not willing to. Here, I got plenty of battery here. Let's change our. Let's see. Turn our EV up a little bit. That's almost overexposed, isn't it? Let's bring it down one more notch. All right, let's go right there. We'll let it do that. Let's see if we can pick up the cliff as I pass over it here. I've got plenty of height, so I want to just capture the cliff as close of image as I can. I can see it defined here. I can see it's turn it in a little bit, and there's that hill right there. Let's bring it down into the cliff there. We don't want to get into the cliff shadow, but we want to just make this we want it to make it a fun overflight. And drop the gimbal a little bit as we pass over it. There we go. Bam, I love that. That's one of my favorite shots to get. Let's bring that up there. I think the gimbal's working pretty smooth. I'd like to have a slower gimbal adjustment for sure. You know, I'd like to have more control over the gimbal. Just keep bringing it down. Successful flight though, guys. We got, and I think what my battery percentage is that I'm returning with is going to be an indicator as well. And you can see that the battery consumption, even with the film running, I'm at 40% right now. And we're at 100 feet altitude wise. Let's just make sure we're lined up here. I'm turned in a little bit. Let's turn it into my location. There we go. There we are right there. But successful flight, I'd say. Once again, we're a success today. Let's go ahead and get it. Well, I guess we're never a success until we actually land. Till we actually put it on the ground. Yep, landing is important, guys. Landing is probably I really do like that the sticks in normal mode are smooth. They're what I call them mushy. I like the mushy controls. If on a camera drone you want mushy controls, you don't want snappy responsive controls. You want mushy controls, so your movements are slow. There we go. And there she is coming in. And she's going to capture us right there. There's that. And bring it around. There you go. There's my interference, right? And we'll give it a wave. We'll go, hey, thank you, drone. Thank you. It's been a really good flight. Awesome. Bring it ahead of us here. Show you where we came from. Bring her down. She wants to go around me. She doesn't want to go into me because she knows that she could hurt me if I get a little too close. But all right, man. There it is. There's your range flight. 17,300 and some feet, something like that. I'll put the actual distance on the screen. I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't take it out any further than that. I think that is plenty distance. I would say to err to caution. I would probably go no further than maybe 15,000. I think 15,000 for these drones is a really good distance. As far as knowing that you have plenty of connectivity, there were probably 2 more bars on the meter, on the strength meter, on the signal meter, and I just I didn't want to test it because I think we pretty much proved our point that we're going to get the same FPV quality 1080 with this drone as we did with the Evo 2. So very similar. Now, as far as the camera settings, I'm still working on the settings for this drone. I don't have them dialed in, but that wasn't the purpose of this flight. So hopefully we got good video on the way back. For Dad Random and the Mavic Air, okay, Mavic Air 2, later, and yes, it's a great drone, guys. Is it the same as an Evo 2 8K? For those knuckleheads that keep freaking commenting, they're different. They're just totally different drones. They're made for different purposes. They're made for different people, and you have to decide which person you are. Are you a DJI drone lover, or a consumer, or an Evo? I have no problem flying either drone. I do have a lot more confidence flying the Evo drone, the Evo 2 further. Just so you know. I like this one a lot, but the Evo 2, I could go further, and I would not be as nervous with the app. I'm not afraid of the Evo's app. I'm not afraid at all. The Evo 8K, that's right. So for Mavic 2 Air, okay, we love it. You guys that purchased this, you're in for a lot of fun. Later, and bye.